There, that's better. Hey, Malignant, what's going on today? I got another Army Days video, Army Days 9, and this is in conjunction to my MRE review I did Sunday. And that video was, I wanted to add more information, but the video was getting so long. I wanted to keep it to at least 15 minutes and stuff like that. Because there was a lot of stuff in it, and I was so happy there was so much stuff packed in there. It was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you all enjoyed it. And it almost has like 92 views. I hope you all check it out. And this is the one right here. And like I said, something on there says meals ready to eat. Warfighter recommended, warfighter tested, warfighter approved. And it says flameless ration heaters are prohibited on commercial airlines unless sealed in the original MRE menu bag. And this one had a heater in it, like I said. And the one thing is, most of my this video is about eating out in the field, and most of my memories, all my memories of eating in the field are all from basic training. Now posts are different. Now some of these memories might be different for you depending on what post you went to. I went to Fort Jackson, South Carolina, in Columbia, South Carolina, between late November '87 until February '87, and then we actually had a break where we went home for Christmas and New Year's, which was nice. And I don't think most people, had started their basic training for like 4 or 5 weeks and then got to go home for 2 or 3 weeks and then came back. But they were waiting for us when they came back, and they were a lot harder on us when we came back, believe me. So it was a blessing. Well, it was really cool, but then I don't know. But it was neat for me, so I got to be away for a couple weeks. Then I got to go home for a week and a half, and then I was in for a while before I got to go home again. Well, anyways, like I said, when we were out in the field, a lot of times the chow hall came out to the field. And most of the times that's what happened. We only had MREs a couple times. And then when chow hall came, they had like everything steamed, table set, and it was real nice we had that. And usually when we ate it in base training, it was usually one of 3 things. It was chili mac, well, except for breakfast. Breakfast is breakfast. We get breakfast stuff. But, for lunch and dinner, it was usually chili mac, veal, or fried chicken. I remember we were out in the field, and we had 3 drill sergeants. I respected 2. I didn't respect Drill Sergeant Bailey. She was a complete bitch. Really bad. About as bad as Sergeant Cliff was in Germany. She was the worst. Well, anyway, I remember one soldier, she was saying one soldier was nasty because he had chicken. He actually dropped one. We were in the sandy area. He dropped a piece of chicken and by accident in the sand. He picked up an ant. She saw him and said, "Boy, you're nasty probably for doing that," or something like that. I didn't see it, but that's what she said. And it was another time we were eating out in the field. The chow was there, and we were doing night maneuvers. We were night firing with gas masks on. And this was one day where we were out late. It was late. It was dark. It was so dark. We had late night chow. And I was in a line, one of the longest lines I've ever been in. And the thing was, the drill sergeants were saying that some of the soldiers were going through more than once eating. And that all the plates weren't clean. So we had to eat off dirty plates. That's what I was told. I don't know. It was in the dark. I couldn't tell. It didn't seem, I thought it was gross, but it didn't really matter at the time. This was a long time ago. I can't remember. I remember eating there, and I remember it was all right. I don't know, maybe the drill sergeants were trying to gross us out. I don't know. It was too dark to tell. The place didn't seem dirty to me. Maybe they were just trying to blow smoke up our ass or something. I don't know. Well, anyways, as far as the MREs were concerned, these were a million times different than the ones we had. The ones we had were more like a dark color of this. They did not have heaters in them. And what we had is when we ate them, we were at like a certain station. They had 2 big canvas bags. They looked like, those long bags in a boxing gym or something like that. But a big long canvas bags. One had hot water in it and one had cold water in it. And for the coffee and stuff like that. And, you'd have like a little thing and you press in, you get hot coffee, and you drank it out of your canteen. And we had still an instant coffee, and then with Kool-Aid that we got that was in the, it was like a fruit punch type Kool-Aid. I had the grape stuff. If you saw in my review with electrolytes in it, we had that, and it was good. And then soldiers were adding more sugar to it, and that's what I did. I put my sugar packet in there. I didn't do it on this one. On this from MRV, I didn't use my sugar packet to add to that. But that was back in basic training because we weren't allowed to have candy back then. It was real different, and we didn't even think about sweet foods and stuff like that. We just weren't allowed to have candy and stuff. You know, it got really bad that he started getting. We started taking. We weren't even allowed to have certs. Well, one drill sergeant said we were allowed, and then drill sergeant Bailey said we weren't allowed to have them. And a whole bunch of soldiers bought a whole bunch of. She confiscated all of them, but I had mine hit my boots. I wasn't no dummy. I don't trust drill sergeant Bailey at all. Complete bitch, like I said. Well, anyways, we had that, and also I remember there were 3 types of MREs we had. I remember I had chicken a la king, ham and chicken loaf, and meatballs and barbecue sauce was the one I wanted to get because someone had said they had that, and some people were trading them to see if they wanted to trade. But usually, what you got is what you got because there was a drill sergeant in the back of a truck, and they just throw them to you, and whatever you got is what you got. Some people did trade, but no, not me. We did not have any. We didn't have heaters in ours, like I said, and I remember we had the main dish, and the ones I remember we also had. I remember I had like dehydrated peaches or dehydrated pears, and they were like a big square. They were dried out. They were delicious. They were awesome, and all the meals were good. I liked all of them. I was so happy the last time I got the meatballs and barbecue sauce. It was really good. I was looking for that. I could only find meatballs and marinara to do a review on back in August or September. What else happened? I remember some guys were saying they had little candy bars in theirs. I never had a candy bar. I had like a white thing of bubble gum in the shape of a baseball. That's the closest I ever came to candy in the memories. But they said some had like candy bars in them. And also, as my very first time I ever tried fruitcake, because growing up, my dad said fruitcake is terrible. We never buy fruitcake. Fruitcake sucks. And there was a fruitcake, and one of them was probably the best fruitcake I ever had. Very moist and flavorful. Because some would be really dry, like the desert. But this was moist and flavorful. It's really good. All the things I had, the chicken a la king was delicious. Chicken and ham loaf, I didn't know what to think about that, but it was really good. It tasted like Spam, and it was good. I liked it. Someone said they had hot dogs with like a dehydrated ketchup. You had to add water to it. A lot of stuff was dehydrated. You had to add stuff to it, water to it, which is why they had the water there, the cold water there. I never added water to anything except for like the Kool-Aid and the coffee. And that was it. So that was pretty much all my things about MREs. I never thought about getting any until not too long ago. I mean, there was an Army surplus store in Edinburgh which went out of business, and I bought like a camper MRE set, which is different from military one. The only thing I got for military one was they had like a side. It was red beans and rice. It was like $1.50. I bought that, and I ate that. This is way before I was doing reviews, so I wasn't able to do that. I was looking to do some reviews from there. Well, they closed down. No, I couldn't do reviews. And then the anime store bought that section for more room, I guess. And what else happened? I mean, like I said, in Fort Bragg, they had a place called Sarge's Army Surplus Store, Army Thrift Store on Bragg Boulevard, and they had like a big bin full of those old MREs. I should have picked some up. I never thought about it before because my mindset was different back then. I said, no reason to get that again, even though I liked them. Well, anyways, like I said, these were different. And I wanted to... One thing is, I had the printing on this. I can actually read this because in the one for the meatballs and marinara sauce, I wasn't able to read it. But I can read this, so I can read this to you now. Because they had like this big, looked like tire tracks on it. I couldn't read a thing. But finally I can read this, so I can let you at least know what this says on here. Okay. It says, military rations are good performance meals. Food gives you energy. The more energy you burn, the more food you need. Said you are more active during field training, deployment, and combat than in garrison. You need to eat more and drink more water or other fluids in these situations. When you don't eat enough to meet your body's energy needs, you lose weight. This can lead to a loss of body fluids and degrade your performance. In the field, you need 3 meals per day. One meal ready to eat MRE contains 1,200 to 1,300 calories. Average daily requirement in the field are 2,800 to 3,600 calories for males and 2,000 to 2,800 for females. And it says top performance energy food right there. Tips: if you can't eat all the food in your ration, eat some of each component to get a balance of nutrients. Eat the high carbohydrate items first: crackers, beverage-based fruit jelly. Save unopened dry snack items to eat when you're on the move. I got a phone call. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I'm back. I had a phone call I had to take, so I mean, it's real life, And I was close to being done. I was reading this. Heck, now I found out where I was at. It says tips if you can't eat all the food in the ration. I'll repeat a little bit. Eat some of each component to get a balanced nutrients. Eat the high carbohydrate items first: crackers, beverage-based fruit jelly. Save unopened dry snack items to eat more when you're on the move. Like I said, it goes full circle because I wanted to read this, and it was on the thing for the meatballs and marinara, and I couldn't read it because of the thing, but now I can read it now, which is cool. And then it says restriction of food and nutrients lead to rapid weight loss, which leads to loss of strength, decreased endurance, loss of motivation, decreased mental alertness. And like I said, it says more active during field training, deployment, combat than in garrison. Garrison means like indoors, like barracks and stuff like that, just so you know. So there you have it. This has been Army Days 9, eating out in the field. I hope you enjoy this. Most of this is basically related to eating in the field, which I did a lot in basic training. I didn't really do it at all in AIT or my permanent party station. It was a lot different then. I should have bought some MREs, but I didn't even think about it back then because, like I said, my mindset was different. But like I said, the MREs back then did not have heating elements or anything like that in there. We pretty much had to eat it cold. They said you could, I mean, I heated up, I had a hot coffee and, but that's pretty much about it. And you definitely don't stick it in the microwave for this aluminum-based packaging. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this informative video about my reflections on my MRE review. Oh, if you get a chance, check out my MRE review, my full one, and also the one on the entree, the marinated meatballs and the meatballs and marinara sauce. So, hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, take care, my legion.